G'day, my name is Chris Muflad and I'm a project engineer at Vico Software. Welcome to the Production Controlling Video Training Series Level 5. In this vignette, we're going to show you how to create a non-quantity loaded detail task. The aim of this vignette is to teach you about non-quantity loaded detail tasks, how we create, and how we'd use them when we are planning a schedule. So what is a non-quantity loaded detail task? These are the scheduler's ability to add additional levels of detail to the schedule to define the constraints as the project continues. Superintendents can use non-quantity loaded detailed tasks to manage changes in the phase sequencing. Non-quantity loaded detailed tasks are used to create the current plan. Non-quantity loaded detailed tasks are a very powerful way to capture schedule events that may change the course of our current plan. Let's get started by heading to our Custom Tasks view and selecting the Substructure Custom View. In order to create a detailed task, we must ensure that we are in control mode. We can then right-click anywhere in the flowline view and select the Create Detailed Task button. Because we will not be driving the detailed task with quantities, we can select the No Schedule Task function. Within the Edit Detail Task dialog, we can start to define our detailed task. In this example, we're going to create a detailed task and name it RFI number 123. Because this will be a non-quantity loaded detailed task, we won't need to add any resources. We're going to add dependencies in the flowline view as an alternative to adding them in the Dependencies tab. However, we do need to isolate the locations where this RFI is going to happen. So let's head to the Durations tab. In our example, we're going to assume that RFI 123 is only going to occur in the slab on grade location 4. So let's start by right-clicking on any of the different locations in our view and selecting Remove. We will now be able to highlight the different locations by selecting groups using the Shift key or selecting isolated locations using the Control key. We can then press OK and yes again to remove the locations. Before we accept our detailed task, let's head back to the General Settings tab and ensure that we deselect the ASAP and Paste Task functions. For the sake of the example, we're going to assume that our RFI submission date was on the 25th of August and it's going to take 5 shifts to respond. Note that RFI 123 now exists in the flowline view. However, RFI 123 is not driving anything in the schedule. We can now select the dependency mode using the chain link button in our top ribbon. We can then click on the green node and drag a dependency link to the rebar slab on grade task in location 4. Because the RFI 123 only occurs for the rebar task in location 4, we can make this location dependent. Before we can complete our detailed task for RFI 123, we're going to need to split the rebar to slab on grade to isolate slab on grade location 4. We can do this by deselecting our dependency arrows and using the scissor tool to slice our rebar task in the right location. We will need to complete this sequence for the successor activities of concrete slab on grade, and because strip forms is set to ASAP, it will automatically bring back the start of that task. In this vignette, you've learned that non-quantity loaded detail tasks are a scheduler's ability to add additional detail to a schedule. The non-quantity loaded detail task can be created in the Bill of Quantities, Flowline, and Gantt chart views. As well as the non-quantity loaded detail tasks can hold their own unique logic and durations.